Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me this morning. Hey, today I have some exciting news. I want to introduce to you an extraordinary new program um, called the Masterclass Course to Awakening. And anyone can really learn this. You don't have to have master skills of any kind. If you can just get into a mindful state for 30 minutes, this is an extraordinary advanced teaching that I'd like to give you more information about. But let me just tell you what the promise is before I tell you more about it. Um, I will say this. I've been working on this for 2 years, and it's really an integration of 40 years worth of practice with 40 years worth of consciousness studies that I have reduced down to the essence to really bring people along faster. Most people want to understand what awakening and enlightenment is, and this is a course that teaches that. So it's really guaranteed to upgrade your meditation practice to the highest levels and give you tools to work with for all of life's challenges. And there are many. So the course fast tracks new realizations with every lesson, and there's 12 lessons, and it's unequal for its power for attaining results that will bring you to the experience of awakening. It maps a path for transcendence from the ego or the survival mind to the being state, which is essentially our soul, to divine love, which is sort of universal consciousness or God consciousness, or whatever, however you like to think about it. You'll learn how to overcome obstacles like fear, dysfunctional beliefs in the subconscious, and apply the real and complete law of attraction that focuses around really how to use your intention properly to your life to get to manifest the things you're looking for. You'll gain mastery over your life by learning to make difficult or complex decisions from the higher stations or higher state of your intellect and much more. So stick with me for a few minutes. I think you're going to enjoy this preview. This course is designed to put awakening and enlightenment within everyone's grasp. You don't need to be a master meditator or have years of experience. In fact, if you can again meditate for about 30 minutes and just be in the mindful state, you're perfectly well qualified to undertake this program. But to answer the question, what is awakening? Well, awakening is really understanding that we're consciousness in form. In other words, our bodies are in form, but essentially that's not who we are. We are consciousness, and we have a role and a purpose as conscious beings in this greater cosmic awareness or God consciousness. Um, you can call it a field, but that's essentially what this program is going to teach. It's going to fill in this definition for you so that you understand it. And then beyond that, once you get to that stage, you're ready to continue on, and enlightenment is within your grasp. We don't go that far with this particular teaching because you're really equipped to go on and do that on your own once you complete and understand these teachings. So, what is enlightenment? We become enlightened through our subjective experiences and consciousness that reveal our truths at the soul or the being level through self-inquiry, visions, and other noetic or knowing experiences that we have in meditation and other states of consciousness. So 40 years of research that I mentioned earlier, my own research into consciousness, because I've been having paranormal experiences since I was preschool age or younger, and 2 years of writing and refining over 50 meditation themes I chose from went into creating and streamlining what I consider to be, and others have told me, looks like a highly effective course for most people. So access, you get access to free unlimited coaching if you join, and all you have to do is fill out a form. We'll tell you when you can do that, or give you a little more information about it. But if you engage in these studies, you can reach out to me anytime, and I will give you the coaching and counseling you need along the way. So let's move on. I want to share some more stuff with you. This source of information, by and large, for the background of this program, are the great wisdom traditions that have been developed over millennia. The Vedas go back at least 3,500, perhaps 5,000 years, in their teachings, as and as do other teachings. Taoism, not quite as long or as far back, but close, and the Yoga Sutras that of Patanjali's, and Buddhism, and there's other things we've resourced, such in fact, current scientific research into particle physics, and some of these theories also appear to support what the ancients knew thousands of years ago. And what we don't really have in our society is a science of consciousness, because science, as we think about it, is a materialist reduction program. If you have an atom, you can keep smashing it and making it smaller and breaking it into smaller and smaller pieces. Well, there's consciousness at its best may be energy. We don't know. And so there's nothing to study in that regard. There's been lots of observations by lots of astute people like Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud and many, many others, but not scientific. And even their observations corroborate the Vedas, the Upanishads, and the Yoga Sutras, and these things the ancients knew that existed as a roadmap to understanding ourselves, our consciousness. The reason they really understood it and could map it so well, and that we have it today and can borrow from it, is because it's experiential. Every one of us come with a program within us that gives us access to universal consciousness. We don't pay attention to it. We don't really know how to access it. And that's what we're doing here. We're taking these fundamental technologies that have been left to us, bequeathed to us thousands of years ago, and turning them into a practice that we can teach. So that's what I think is so exciting about this, and I'm having so much fun in bringing to you. Okay, this is a really short slide, and I just want to reemphasize that anyone can benefit from this program. If you have an established daily meditation practice and can just reach a basic state of mindfulness for 30 minutes, you can conquer this program. You can benefit from this course in every way. So that's all I want to say here, and that's all that needs to be said. Thank you. Okay, this course works on a lot of levels with a multitude of meditation and self-inquiry techniques that will enrich your practice. I just can't even begin to describe it, because it took me so many years to acquire the skills that I've put into this. And I had no idea until I started really getting into the nuts and bolts how overqualified I was to actually be a student of this program and learn it. There's so much stuff that's floating around out there that's really not necessary to become awakened. And so I've tried to, again, just get to the core of the teachings that will make your life so much richer, so much quicker. So um, the whole program really it connects to higher self or pure awareness, the inner self, which is a subconscious, and the soul, which is a repository of all of our past life experiences, and the greater reality of existence or God consciousness. So it puts us in touch with ourselves while building a library of these successful techniques that will equip you to participate and understand and solve complicated life issues as they arise for you. So here's a sample list of some of the kind of step-by-step techniques. And while I say they're guided, they're really in written form, but they're incorporated in the teachings, and they're pretty easy to assimilate. So we'll take you through analytical meditation techniques that are, again, easy, compassion meditation techniques, visualization meditation techniques, autosuggestion and self-hypnosis meditations, exploring the subconscious mind meditations, and self-inquiry meditations. All of these are leading to the last one, the self-inquiry meditation. This is really where the heavy lifting's done and the evolution of our consciousness. Okay, let's move on. Okay, who should take this course? Well, there's a litany of folks out there, and I probably haven't listed all of them who may be interested. But meditators who want to discover the greater potential of consciousness. Seekers are another group, perhaps in this category, that are curious, spiritually inquisitive, and looking for new insights and new information. Well, they can find those within. Former meditators who did not experience the hope for promise of some of the meditation techniques that are taught out there, and they lost interest in meditation or gave up. This will hold your interest if you got far enough along so that you could just keep a quiet mind for 20 or 30 minutes. This will work for you. Beginners, early stage, and seasoned meditators who want to have peak meditation experiences. Peak meditation experiences run the gamut from visions to those aha moments or epiphanies where you bridge multiple experiences in your life to form a greater understanding or greater truth for yourself. Meditators seeking happiness and financial prosperity and spiritual knowledge, all of that is here. Financial prosperity, because you really can apply this to the law of attraction, and the law of attraction is kind of oversold to the general public. It's really how to appropriately use your intention. But intention can bring about financial prosperity, along with all the other things. Meditators seeking to understand their purpose. This is, we're always doing that. And as we go through our meditations, I encourage almost every meditation or every other meditation or every few meditations, we ask ourselves, what do I really want? What do I really want? Because our desires change, and and that has a reflection upon where our purpose might go. So, what do I really want? What do I want? That will identify the direction of our purpose and may open a whole new world for us. Meditators who want to develop skills for healing emotional pain and suffering, this works well. Meditators who want to use and practice self-inquiry, well, as I've mentioned, this is a cornerstone of this practice. And meditators seeking a path to enlightening and awakening and enlightenment. Of course, that's redundant. That's what we've been talking about. Okay, let's move on. Okay, just a little more about me for some of you who haven't been following me on a regular basis. Before I wrote the book, the Road to Peak Meditation Experiences, and started my own online community, I was a successful entrepreneur for about 45 years. I was a philanthropist and raised tens of millions of dollars for charity, and as a businessman, and I successfully founded 12 companies, and as I mentioned, raised lots of money for charity over the years, and took great pleasure in doing that. It was a way for me to give back, um, in addition to making contributions to lots of charities. I've experienced the paranormal consciousness phenomena all my life, beginning before preschool age, as I mentioned earlier in this presentation, and by having conversations with deceased relatives that my mother would instantly recognize them as I described them to her, and the things they were saying. Other later experiences included astral travel, remote viewing, telepathy, precognition, and out-of-body experiences, all of which are pretty well documented now, and not so woo-woo to talk about. I must be honest, it took me decades to really talk about some of those experiences with people, because especially being in business, they can think you're wacko pretty quickly when you start putting forth some of those kinds of things. So it's only in recent years that I've really started sharing those with anyone, and now you. I started doing my own research decades ago because I was always in search of the reason why I was having these paranormal experiences. What was it that was making these happen? How did they come about? And over the long haul, I learned and studied self-hypnosis, meditation, and many other practices, but followed just followed um, the wisdom traditions in a big way, because they were the most explanatory, or had the best explanations for my experience. So anyway, mapping our minds has been known to mankind for thousands of years. So I'm certainly not the first person to have gone through this, and there's been many, many others out there. I often use contemporary metaphors in my teachings that kind of bridge the gaps of some of the language you might find in the Vedas or the wisdom traditions, and use current technologies which are similar. For example, I might equate um, with things like virtual reality, or simulations, and seems to be a well-suited metaphor. So I use that a lot when I'm describing things, and people can seem to understand it more readily. Anyhow, let's move on. All right, we're coming to the end of my introduction to this course, and I want to thank you for spending the last 15 or 20 minutes with me. And I just want to tell you a few things here to encourage you to sign up for the course. First of all, it's free to the first 50 people, so if you get started now, it would be free. And along the way, you can ask your questions of me directly by going to writing me at frank@peakmeditationexperiences.com, and I try to respond within 24 to 48 hours. You can also book a free 30-minute discovery call with me. I put them on Zoom, and I would recommend that you either complete the course or have several sessions under your belt, so that you have some reference point of things you want to talk about within the course material. And you can book that by going to peakmeditationexperiences.com and just press on the button that says free sessions. There's special course coaching. I have really reduced my rates to help people here who want more intensive instruction. I offer 4 one-hour course sessions for $99. So you just go to the website again, Peak Meditation Experiences, and go under coaching, and it'll take you to a schedule. You just book your appointment, and it'll ask you. There'll be several programs there, and you'll book the $99 um, uh, program that's a special for this related to this program. And then you can register for this free 30-minute Zoom call with me. Again, anytime during your studies, I just want to remind you that, or write me. So stay in touch. I'd really enjoy hearing from you. I'd really enjoy to see that you have signed up. And we will be, by the way, by signing up, you'll be getting additional things from us, notices about perhaps having online workshops. You'll be getting newsletters and other things as they come up. So it really brings you into our community, and that's what I'm suggesting here. So if you go to the Zoom, if you go to the Peak Meditation Experiences and you fill out the form and you register for this program, you're automatically enrolled in these other programs. I just wanted to let you know there's more to it. So, okay, thank you for joining me. I look forward to talking to you next time.